Hi, welcome to the fourth tutorial of our Draw Sambar challenge. In this quick tutorial, I'm going to show you how to easily draw this realistic eye using graphite pencils. So let's get started. These are the art supplies I'm going to use for this drawing, and you can pause the video right here to note them down. The paper I'm using is from my ordinary sketchbook, and the dimensions of this paper are 7 x 11 inches. So first of all, I'm going to draw the outline, and I'm doing it free-handedly, but you can use this outline grid reference image if you want. Link is in the description. All you have to do is make this arc for the upper eyelid and then use it as a reference to make this outline for the inner sides of the eyelids, by also leaving this small portion for the tear duct area in the right. And by the way, the real-time version of this tutorial is available on my Patreon profile. Link is in the description. Now use any circle drawing technique for the iris. Again, I'm making it free-handedly to save some time. Outlines doesn't need to be perfect, just get the overall look right. You can correct them at any point during the shading process. Now make this rough inner circle for the pupil and lightly sketch the outline of the eyelashes. And I'm also going to make a rough shape for the highlight in the iris. Okay, so moving on to the shading process, and first of all I'm going to use this 8B pencil and darken the outline of the iris and then fill the pupil with pitch black shade. And also use the same 8B pencil to add a base layer in the iris. I'm not going to follow my usual layering method of B, 3B and then 5B because it's a short and quick drawing for Draw Sambar challenge. Layering method is good for smoothness in shades, but we are keeping this one rough and simple. Now use your dry brush and blend this base layer thoroughly. Then use your 8B pencil again and use this back and forth stroke technique to extend this darker shade from the outlines towards the middle, just like this. Maintain a lower angle for this purpose. Don't shade with the tip of the pencil or else you will get sharp lines which are difficult to blend. Now lightly blend the middle portion only if you got harsh shades or strokes there. And then use your mono zero eraser or any other sharp tip eraser you have and add these white lines and arcs for the iris texture. I know this YouTube tutorial is a little bit fast for you guys, but if I get 500 likes on this video during this Draw Sambar challenge, I'll make the real-time tutorial of this drawing public. So make sure you hit that like button and share this video with your friends. Keep the texture random and also merge some of the lines together by making these U-shaped highlights in the starting portions. Now fill the inner portion with these small and straight sharp lines and also extend the bigger U-shaped highlights towards the middle. I'm also going to fill this lower right portion of the highlight with a lighter shade and fill the upper portion with eyelash reflections, just like this. You can also add some light highlights in between for the iris texture. Now I'm going to further brighten some of this iris texture in between using an electric eraser or jelly roll pen. If you don't have a jelly roll pen, you can use an ordinary whitener or correction pen for this purpose and lightly blend the starting and ending portions to get this 3D looking effect. Now for this Sclera, I'm going to fill both the sides with a base layer using 3B pencil and blend this layer using a dry brush or tissue paper later on. Now use your 5B pencil and maintain a lower angle like this to shade the corners and shadowed portions of this Sclera and blend it using a dry brush later on. Now I'm going to use this 3B pencil with a sharp tip and add these random lines for the veins in the right portion. You don't need to copy this exact position or structure of the veins. Just make sure to keep them random and branched like this. And also notice the starting portions of the veins are darker and the ending portions are lighter or faded. So keep that in mind as well. You can also make any adjustments in the veins or lighten the shades if required using a kneaded eraser. Okay, now moving on to the eyelids, and I'm going to use this 3B pencil to add a base layer first and also use the pressure technique to vary pressure for the shadowed and highlighted portions, etc. Then use your 8B pencil to further darken these extra dark and shadowed portions and also add these wrinkles over the eyelid. You can use an electric eraser or jelly roll or correction pen to add these highlights in this tear duct area. Okay, now I'm going to use this 8B pencil and add these individual hair for the eyelashes. Don't add straight or parallel lines for the eyelashes, they will look odd. You need a mixture of small, big, thick and thin curly hair in different directions depending on the area you are working in, just like this. You can also use a lighter grade pencil like B or 2H and add lighter outlines for the eyelashes before filling them with dark lines with 8B. If this is your first time making eyelashes, I would suggest you to start with the lighter outlines first. Again, I'm using the 8p first to keep this video short. I'm gonna add some shade over these few individual hair to give them a little bit blurry look, but you can skip this step if you want. Also blend them later using a dry brush or any blending tool of your choice. And in the end, you can use a sharp tip razor to add these highlights and wrinkles in the eyelid, and also in between the eyelashes in the lower eyelid. And you can add these highlights before adding the eyelashes to avoid any erasing of the hair. And in the end, choose your correction pen or jelly roll pen to add these sharp white highlights above and below the iris. And with this last step, we are done with this easy and quick realistic eye drawing. I hope you are enjoying our Drawsember series, which is a month-long challenge where I will upload one tutorial every other day. I designed this for absolute beginners so everyone can join me in this fun-filled drawing challenge. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.